What's going on, Capricorn? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cap, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy to have yourself as Roger here. We're in for an amazing journey. Because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. Yeah, I'm feeling groovy there, Cap. I will be feeling the energy too. But with this weekly spread, whenever you have to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cap. Now I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that like watching Cap, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you'd enjoy them. Let's go ahead and get into your first card here. Interesting. All right, let's watch our vibration there, Cap, because you got the third card of Aquarius, which is the Black Widow card. Sneaky little widow. And this is a card of betrayal, warning, twisted, turncoat, cunning, danger, toxic situation or relationship, web of control, entrapment, unexpected attack, insidious, poisonous, and low vibration. And the energy that's coming through here, Capricorn, is a warning. And listen, this is not a warning, but I feel like it's more so paying attention to if something doesn't feel right, you know, like if your gut is telling you that, like, pay attention to those little signals. Or if you just notice, like, maybe like you think about a situation, maybe you hear like a ringing in your ear, or maybe there's just like a certain, I don't know, just something don't smell right, Capricorn. And I'm just like, it's pay attention to your senses. It's like, for some reason, those really are kind of coming into the forefront of what this warning may be. You know, this could be as far as like maybe getting in a relationship with this could be a lover, or maybe even like with a friend or like a business partner, or this could be maybe even like, you know, making a move, possibly even, you know, let's make sure that we checked all the details for things, or, you know, just maybe even like signing any kind of contracts. Just something feels like there's these warning signs that we need to pay attention to. You know, I was about to make I was a decision I was going to make not too long ago, and later a friend had sent me this this clip through, I think it was TikTok or something, and it was like, it was an interesting type of thing. I kind of had it was interesting that how things work out there. And I feel like sometimes those warnings are higher self. They really are trying to get you, kind of steer you away, where we do have free will, Capricorn. Keep that in mind. You know, you make the decisions that you want to at the end of the day. But I do feel like that sometimes there is that, like, higher self tries to do that divine intervention as much as possible without necessarily restricting where you are meant to go. You know, we're meant to go through this experience, and whatever things you're meant to learn, we're going to learn along the way. But try not to disregard those intuitive instincts. I'm getting real kind of like kind of high priestess vibes here, but let's get some more on this warning, on this Black Widow here. Thank you. Alright, Capricorn, let's see what's going on here. Interesting. Alright, so you have the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands in reverse here. And then you have the Three of Wands, the Ten of Coins, the Seven of Cups, and then the Knight of Wands upright here. And I feel with this Two of Cups here, Capricorn, that there's this energy of something's not quite, I feel like it's not vibing. Like, I feel like there's this dissonance or this, like, I'm even getting even like a queasiness or something like that. Something literally, it's like we might be in this place right now where we have some decisions that we need to make and we have a lot of options and just like maybe we're not sure which way to go there. And it's I'm even getting that there's some, let me start here. I'm not sure if there's this energy that if there's like if it's other people that might be kind of influencing the decision or what this is with the Seven of Wands being here. But I feel like there is a big indicator making sure to protect your energies and again to not disregard your gut feeling in this because I do feel like that I won't say necessarily like your legacy is coming into play here, but I feel like this is going to where you feel secure in the long run is going to play a big factor in what these decisions make. And that's all the time, Capricorn. This isn't meant to like stress you out or anything. But I feel that there's something here really with the Seven of Wands that there's paid, if there are others that, and this might even be two, to kind of pay attention to the warnings of others. It's like how I tell you at the beginning, you take what resonates with you and you leave the rest with me. But, but in this case, leave the rest with them. But I feel like really in this sense, again, make sure that we're trusting our heart in this decision here, Capricorn. Because the Knight of Wands, he really well, in this instance, she is a very passionate figure. Like, definitely leads with her heart. But I do feel like there is that's even something too. Come at this from a real kind of, and I know you do this, Capricorn, but keeping a balance, I feel like, of this kind of like logic here as well. Because I feel like sometimes the Knight of Wands can even get a little too excited at something. Maybe we've been kind of stuck in an inharmonious situation for a little while and we might just jump at the next kind of exciting thing there. But yeah, just think about like how I feel like this Three of Wands is definitely kind of keeping your options open, and just make sure that we've considered all avenues before we start to make a move, and make sure that we are, even with this Two of Cups here, it's like this can be a card from you connecting with your higher self and connecting with those forces there, Capricorn. So be sure to trust that as well. I feel like there's this, because maybe even for some we might even, it's like might even criticize our gut in a sense, but only because maybe we've been told that like different options. It's like something's being played up, maybe even a lot bigger than it really is there, Capricorn. But let me get a little bit more on this Three of Wands here, Capricorn, before we move on with this. Alright, so the Three of Wands is clarified by the King of Swords and then the Five of Cups here, Capricorn. And just, King of Swords, he's one, I feel like it's one where we don't need to, try not to overthink in a sense, but I do feel like that there does need to be this level of make sure that we are in a very kind of clear head, that we really kind of sat with this thing before we start making some moves, because I feel that if we jump at something too quick or disregard that gut instinct, then we may end up getting disappointed down the line, or end up running into something that maybe at first seems great but then down the line kind of turns into something else, and it's just like and I feel like too, if you are maybe kind of overwhelmed with decisions as far as like what move to make, maybe we're feeling like, see how Aladdin here's all stagnant, he don't know which lantern to pick. Maybe this is even too, we're in Libra season right now, like let's talk with some friends, use maybe as friend as a sounding board to just kind of weigh out your different options here, see which one's the that resonates with you, but also, you know, it's going to keep your security in mind there, Capricorn. All right, interesting start. All right, let's go ahead and get your let's get your next card here, Cap. Here. All right, Capricorn. So you got the third card of Gemini's here, which is the Broken Heart card. And with this card, this is a card of heartbreak, interference, sorrow, grief, funk, sadness, mourning, distress, letdown, gloomy, hopelessness, regret, crisis, unhappy, bitter, hurt, devastated, and emotional pain. Energy that's coming through here, Capricorn, is a letdown. And you know, I feel like with whatever this situation is that may come up here, Capricorn, let's say if we do happen to follow through with something and we may find ourselves kind of let down the line. It's like, you know, we thought it was going to be this one thing and then turns out to be something totally different, or may just not, and it may not be something quite that drastic, but it may even just be where, you know, you're just kind of bummed out. It's just like, man, I should have trusted that gut, or man, I should, you know, like could have, should have, would have type of energy there. I feel like try not to get wrapped up in that sort of energy. Let that be a learning experience, you know, gain some wisdom from this thing. And if I feel like as opposed to just letting it keep you defeated, and then it's just like, then once we get, I feel like once we kind of make that peace with that, then that allows us to kind of reassess the situation, and again, and just kind of pause and and kind of reevaluate what our next moves are going to be. But I'm even getting this energy of not being surprised if someone lets you down, Capricorn, in a sense. Not like it's not like we're anticipating the worst case scenario, but it's just like, because maybe for some it's like we're considering some of the things, because I don't want to say we want to stay in that energy of, you know, let down, and that we're just anticipating things just going horribly wrong. So that's something we want to be mindful of too there, Capricorn. But I do feel that we do want, there's a level of like pragmatism, or being, you know, make sure that we're being very practical in this move. And as far as like, on the off chance that I'm going to be let down, am I going to be okay with that? And what does that mean going forward? You know, am I going to be, is this situation, am I going to be able to remedy this situation on just on the off chance? Because, you know, things always wax and wane, Capricorn. But I feel like too, kind of asking yourself, when did your intuition let you down before? You know, like, it's because, you know, sometimes we can get to this place where we doubt ourselves. You know, we try, like, our gut says one thing and we're like, oh, you know, like, let me try it, and to try it, and sometimes it does come through. But like, it's like, if you've noticed that it doesn't quite balance out, I feel like it just like, because the Gemini energy, that's the Lover's card, and even Aquarius, you know, they're the Star card. Both to me are very kind of high energies of tuning into those, connecting with higher self, or the ancestors, spirits, angels, however you connect with source. And yeah, I feel like it's like, because I feel like even when it feels like the universe doesn't have your back, like the energy, those higher energies are always wanting you to get to those 10 of coins, wanting you to get to your highest vibration, and never want to feel like they let you down, in a sense. It's just, it's again, it's, I feel like it'd be one of those things that, if we didn't have, where sometimes I feel like it would be nice to just like have just like someone just like, hey, just tell me what to do. But other times that, like, I feel like that takes away from the exploration of things. You know, it doesn't allow us to really get the full experience of a situation, Capricorn, even when it feels like that things, you know, kind of let us down in a sense. But let's get some tarot on this. Ah, and see, look at that. Always abundance at the end of this, Capricorn. Got Jupiter there. going on here, Cap? Alright, so you have the Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Wands upright. And then you have the Two of Wands in reverse here, Capricorn. And I feel like this is sort of where you might be at, Capricorn, or where you may find yourself just kind of at a crossroads here. I love this one. How it's got this this giant here with two heads looking in different directions there. But I feel that you might be in this place where it's just like we're kind of stuck as far as like what to do next. You know, both your twos, you know, cards of choices are just in reverse. You know, there's this hesitancy that's going through. It's just like, are we going to make the right decision that's going to lead to the celebration? Or, you know, even like if I even feel like for some this might be even like a relationship type of deal. You know, whether this is love or, you know, because maybe even we're thinking that we might be thinking that others like relationships like partners and things may let us down, but I feel that even with all of these options as far as like all the things that could go right, all the things that could go wrong, or you know, by our standards, just like I feel like try not to let that take away from your passion in a sense. You know, keep that drive, but you know, where the Queen of Wands, she is kind of she is one to just sort of like jump at an experience, you know, just kind of quick to act. But there is this, it's not just on necessarily on a like blind faith. She's a very intuitive queen in she's her and the Queen of Cups, I feel like are very they're similar in how they trust their intuition, but Queen of Cups, she does it through her feelings, and Queen of Wands does it through her actions. You know, she's the type that if something in her body is telling her to like, okay, let's go this way, let's go that way. It may not make sense in that moment, but it's all she trusts in the universe, in the universal energies that things are going to work out in the end. And I feel with the Hanged Man here, it's keeping your mind open to that intuitive side. I feel it's like it's not completely, you know, there more than just one part of this equation here than just that logical. It's the logical and the intuitive, that left brain, right brain, masculine, feminine, that balanced energy that's all coming in together that brings this sense of enlightenment here. And I feel like that if we were to really kind of maybe doing some meditation, maybe talking with someone, or however you can get into that space, you know, maybe it's getting into nature, getting by some water, listening to some music. But I feel that if we sit with this, then things are going to the epiphanies are going to start come, the realizations, the downloads will come in as far as like what to do. But sometimes we just, especially when we're feeling maybe at this place of like stagnancy, or just like, you know, I have like a crossroads in a sense. It's just like sometimes, you know, it's like when it's like maybe for some it's like might be literally just like I got a picture of like someone just like hanging upside down from a tree and just kind of viewing life from that standpoint. And sometimes even that, you know, that might be something to do, Capricorn. Do something a little outside of the box like that, something a little unconventional, and see what kind of inspirations kind of come your way. What sort of what sort of downloads might come to your head, or what sort of intuitive messages might come to you as well. I like that, Cap. Let's get some tea. Now let's get your last cards. Thank you. Alright, Capricorn, last card here. We got the second card of Scorpios, which is the Olive Branch card. And with this card, this is a card of truce, surrender, giving in, come to terms, suspend, lull, de-escalate, make amends, peace offering, winding down, halt, reprieve, ceasefire, treaty, and agree to disagree. Interesting. And the energy that's coming through here, Capricorn, is the ceasefire. That's fascinating. Because I feel that maybe for some, it almost feels like that this is like a ceasefire if we've been kind of in like this sort of like internal struggle in a sense. Maybe we've been considering the option or considering the ideas of others and then coupling that with our own thoughts. It can kind of lead to maybe there's been this sort of like internal war in a sense that's been kind of going down here, this battle as far as like what move to make, what move not to make. And it's like there's a need to kind of bring that energy to a halt in a sense, and to kind of like almost I'm seeing like you like kind of like your brain is just like kind of waving the white flag. It's just like we need to take them because I feel like maybe for some we may be really kind of thinking a lot about this possibly. It's like something is telling us to go, but it's like the fun part of us wants to do this thing. It'd be fun, it'd be exciting, it's new, but at the same time it's just like, is it, there's, I feel there's a lot of oscillating energy that's going on here. Maybe some Two of Swords possibly, but I'm even sort of getting for some that maybe there's been this, even this argument, maybe there has been a conversation with someone possibly. Maybe like it's just like we're not on the same page here. And I feel like there's a need, especially if things maybe been getting maybe a lot heated. Let's say this might be even be like a relationship possibly where it's like it's just like and that's interesting. I like how you got your two opposite king and queen here, because it's like you have one energy, and that's interesting because they're both technically being air and fire. They're both the masculine energies. I feel that there's this, and remember, it's not a gender specific reading, but it's just like if the King of Swords is thinking one thing, he wants to think about this stuff, really plan this out. And the Queen of Wands is just like, we'll figure it out as we go. And it's just like you're both are working towards 10 of coins. It's just we operate in two different type of ways there. And it's like, I feel like instead of trying to clash and say that one is better than the other, it's just like finding that peace for a second, because maybe this morning energy too is like a hey, things are starting to really get out of hand, and it's just like we both don't need to necessarily break this union in a sense. And this doesn't have to be in love, this could be maybe partnership, maybe this is like a familial thing, a business thing. And it's just like we both don't have to be, we can both be right in this thing, but it's just like how do we time this a little bit better there. You coming at it from a more, utilizing that Libra energy, coming at it from a more diplomatic sense. And that's interesting too there, Capricorn, because just like with Cancer, my sun signs in Cancer, this Libra, these planets moving through Libra right now, they're forming squares with our placements. And squares are kind of tough situations like this. They can lead to some tension, some delays, and some challenges. But when you're able to work with those energies, it can lead to 10 of coins in the end. Wheel of Fortune. But it is something I feel like that we're going to need to maybe kind of extend an olive branch if things have gotten a little heated, and try to come at it from, again, a more diplomatic standpoint. But let's get your tarot cards here. Thank you. Oh, that's a little bit. Ooh, that's a little bit. Ah, look at that, Capricorn. Love that. So you have the. Thanks, spirits. Appreciate that. We got the Two of Swords here, the Four of Coins, and then the Hermit upright, and then we have the Ten of Wands, and then you have the Four of Cups in reverse. And then let's switch back over here, Capricorn, because there's that oscillating energy that I was talking about there, Cap. And it just feels that there's this, that things have, gotten so, maybe for some things have gotten like either internally or, you know, maybe externally, if this is with a person possibly, that they've gotten so out of hand, it's gotten so chaotic, because this Two of Swords is doing a lot here. It's like, how do you keep that keep a cool head when you got everything on fire? You look behind you, there's a hydra here, and then if you get past the hydra, there's a whirlpool there. It's a whole lot, and it's just like, how do we make those, keep that, I feel like it's like, keep that stable mind again, when, and keep that balance, and not give and not just like make, give into the pressure in a sense, you know. I feel like it's like trying not to get overwhelmed by these choices that we need to make. But there's even this energy of, with the Four of Cups being here, that like some might be feeling like this need to just kind of like, you know what, this has been going on for a while, so I'm just gonna kind of give up, like I don't care about this, like let's just do whatever, and we'll figure it out, like fine. And I don't feel like that's necessarily the path that, and again, wouldn't tell you what to do, Capricorn, but I feel like that's not quite where the energies are trying to get you. That's something that's resonating. It's more so just like, can we reach this level of compromise in a sense? And I feel like with the Hermit here, there's just like a need to just kind of like really sit down again and like do some meditation, reflect on what is best, you know, what makes the most sense for where we're at in this situation here. Let me get a little bit more on the Four of Coins before we close here, Cap. Alright, so the Four of Coins is clarified by the Five of Swords upright, and then you have the Tower in reverse. And I feel like whatever we're doing, you know, because I do feel like this is like, you know, whatever this move may be that we're making, or, you know, there, I feel like there's definitely, you know, some, either some finances that are going to be involved, or at least some energy, because the coins deal with just more than your finances. Your energy is your manifestation, is your material goods. And I feel that there's this pressure of, it's just like all these perspectives here, like there's something that's challenging you here, Capricorn. And I feel like before we do something, that we want to do the thing that's going to, you know, we can't necessarily plan for everything, but I feel like it's the one that's going to make you feel most secure here. But I do feel with this Four of Coins too, is just to try not to let someone keep you trapped or keep you bullied into from away from making a decision. You know, we want to make sure that your energies are considered in this too. However this is translating, whether this is by yourself or is this with a partner, you know, there needs to be that equal, that reciprocity with the partner. But for you, it's just like, if this is an individual move, you know, again, consider others' opinions. You know, may take them as it makes sense, but overall, make sure that you're doing what you want to do at the end of the day here. Because the Tower in reverse, that's you initiating this change here, you taking charge and doing what you feel is best. So, all right, Capricorn, I think I'm gonna leave that there. But if anything resonated with you, this is an interesting reading. Give it a thumbs up and share this, Capricorn, if you know someone who's, you know, kind of, you know, maybe doubting their intuition, maybe kind of at odds, maybe under like a little bit of a battle here, trying to figure out what to do. And but yeah, definitely check that out there, Capricorn, and then subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified on all these videos each week. And then last little bit, if you got any Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Charity Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. Every now and again, you pop up there, Cap, when I'm talking about learning from opposite signs, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cap. And I like that. Got the Nine of Coins here, working on, got that pre-Empress energy, Venus and Virgo. I like that. And I feel like with this Capricorn, this is, I do feel like for some, if this is more so of an individual type of decision here, that it feels that there's this need to just really consider how this is going to play out long term. You know, this seems like this is going to be a lot of work that's going to be going into this, and just like again, you know, make sure that we're trusting our intuition, and that. But I really feel like this is something that's going to kind of shape you in a new type of way here. That there's going to be this new level of independence that's coming into this Capricorn, that you're going to feel a little more, especially if we haven't been maybe feeling as stable or things like that. It's like as we start making these decisions here, that you know, it's I feel like this is something, make sure to kind of reflect too on these actions that you're taking, because that's growth that's happening. Even if we don't quite hit the mark that we thought we were, the fact that you took that initiative to whatever it is that you're doing, you know, that that there's wisdom in every aspect of all the actions that we do there, Capricorn. So just kind of keep that in mind there. Well, let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Cap. Thank you. Oh, interesting, Capricorn. All right, so you got the Yang energy here, and that's interesting. We were talking about masculine energies earlier, and I feel like this Yang energy here is you kind of taking charge. It's giving me very kind of Emperor vibes, is what's coming through with this. You know, even when you think about number one there, you know, I'm thinking about Aries. Since you got the Tower here, the Queen of Wands, that's Aries for me. You know, that's I feel like it's, you know, being tapping into energy and just making sure whatever we're doing, that we are taking charge of that, to not let these doubts and things hinder you from taking action and from initiating change. Because I like that. I love when the Tower pops up in reverse. That's a very that you really getting in your Nine of Coins and bringing about this change, and being in your Queen of Wands energy, going to get your Wheel of Fortune there. You know, I like that, and I feel like that it's giving me like a mix of like this like the Emperor and like the Ace of Wands, in the sense like that real like not necessarily primal energy, like sort of, but just yeah, really harnessing that energy and going forth, and essentially, you know, claiming your destiny there, Capricorn. I feel like I got energy of just like getting what's yours, and I like that, you know, not in like an oppressive type of way there, Capricorn, but you know what I mean. Just like going out there and getting your dreams and getting closer to whatever Ten of Coins looks like for you there. So I like that. So you stay safe out there, Cap. All these decisions that you're making, pay attention to your intuition. Trust that gut. You raise your vibration to the roof, because it feels like this is a lot that we're thinking about here too. So just, you know, make sure you do some self care in between. You know, get out of the head for a little bit and do some meditation. Maybe do some just something to just so we're not just all frazzled and things, Capricorn. And I will catch you on the next one later.